Hello everyone and welcome to another Encadet video. Today we are going to see how to connect the OpenAI models in our Azure infrastructure. And to do that we are going to use the interconnect between OpenAI and Microsoft that started on 2019 and that every day is giving more and more components. The first thing that we're going to do is request to Microsoft and OpenAI to allow to use this technology. And to do that, the first thing that you need to be is a legal company registered in one of the countries where this is allowed. After wait a few hours or a few days, depends of the person who is checking your request, we will have access, and at this point, we can start to connect to OpenAI. When we request access to OpenAI, we need to offer a subscription ID. And this is the component from where everything starts. In the subscription, we have a definition of all our costs and all the resources that we are going to use. And as you can see on the screen, and now we can go to OpenAI. Let's start first creating our Azure OpenAI object. And to do that, we need to choose the previous subscription that we saw before. The resource group, where we will have our permissions, the region, the name, and of course, the pricing model that we want to have. In the next tabs, we have the network mode that we want to use, that is going to be open for our example, the tags we want to use, and when we click on create, our Azure OpenAI is created. Now that we're in our new Azure OpenAI component created, we can check permissions, we can check logs, diagnosis, and many other things. But for us, there is a more important place. It's a place called Go to Azure OpenAI Studio. And this is when we are leaving Azure and we go directly to the OpenAI world. Here, as you can see, we are in a different environment completely separated to Azure AI. And we will have different playgrounds, like chats, where we can test different models, or even we can add our own data, like files, web, databases, to create different models with our exclusive data. And in this way, talk to our chat about internal questions on those documents and fine-tuning the model. We can play with different kind of completions, or even with DALL-E 3, but today we want to do something different. We want to create a simple chatbot that we will be connected to one of our models that we will create. And to do that first, we need to go to the deployments and create a new deployment. In our case, will be a deployment that is going to be in a GPT-4, and we're going to give a name to the deployment name. For the next step, we need to do this. First the endpoint, and then the key that we are going to have to use this model that we created before. And to do that, we need to get back to Azure AI. And now we go to our created component. And if you see on the right part, there is a line that says, click here to view the endpoints. As soon as we click, you can see that we have our keys and we have our endpoints. We need to save the endpoint and we need to save the keys, because what we are going to do next is to export those variables in our terminal, as you can see on the screen, with export Azure OpenAI endpoint and Azure OpenAI key. The next step is to check the code that you have on the screen. It's a super simple element. It's a Python code that is going to import the Azure OpenAI libraries. We're going to load the OpenAI endpoint and the Azure OpenAI key that we said before in an environment variables with this OS_get_env. And now we said in the conversation what kind of content this chat is going to be, and I say that you are going to be a helpful assistant. And as you can see here, there is something called model, where we need to put the name of the model that we created before in our previous steps. And now the only thing that we need to do is go out of our screen and execute Python and the name of the Python file that you created. And you can start to talk, because at the end you're talking here with a model GPT-4, and this is more or less what you have in ChatGPT. Of course that is not ChatGPT because we don't have this wrapper that you have on top, but the model is the same. So basically you are talking with a 20 lines ChatGPT code. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you and see you next time.
Do you think your project infrastructure is well set and maintained? We know for sure there is always room for improvement. If you are uncertain where to begin, let's first do an audit of what you already have. We will review your setup from every angle: performance, cost, security, high availability, automation, and provide you with a detailed roadmap of which direction your infrastructure should go. Generate concrete tasks for you to implement, or even take on your infra entirely, if you let us, of course.